Welcome back. It's Brothtail season. This one's for the soup squad. If you're not in the soup squad, swipe, Control, Alt, Delete, get out. Okay, just go. But if you're in the soup squad, you've been waiting for this. You knew it was coming. All right. We're in Mexico. We're making a Mexican Pozole Rojo inspired brothtail today. If you didn't see, we posted a collab with our good friend Drinks by Dav, who also made a pozole cocktail.
This is gonna be a very good drink. I'm gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of my toasted hominy infused nixta. 2 ounces of my Abasolo. Couple few drops of this citric solution that I made. 8, 9, 10. Also made a lime, cabbage, and salt infusion. Garnish, aromatic situation, nothing crazy. Yeah, guys, there you have it. This is my pozole cocktail.
Cold version, but we're making the hot boy today. This is the pozole brothtail. If you don't know about pozole, it is a very traditional, very ancient dish from Mesoamerica. It includes chilies and maize, or nixtamalized corn. Nixtamalized corn is a big deal. It's what corn tortillas are made out of. It is a magical process by cooking heirloom corn in ash, and it opens up lots of different flavors as well as a ton of nutrients. Speaking of nixtamalization,
nice segue.
For this cocktail, we're going to be using Abasolo Mexican whiskey. This is a super interesting spirit that I've been wanting to try for forever, since I heard about it. A 100% corn whiskey made with Mexican nixtamalized corn. Made just northwest of CDMX, or Mexico City rather. Super cool. We finally got our hands on it. It's sweet, it's corny, but in like a really complex way. If you've ever had corn whiskeys, it reminds me of that, but has its own thing going on. It's the perfect base for a soup based on nixtamalized corn. Dav and I decided on a savory guajillo infused abasolo. I took some guajillo chilies, toasted them briefly, threw them in some abasolo with caramelized mushrooms for a little bit of umami, and I let that sit for 2 days before fine straining it out. It's super savory, it's sweet, and has a really rich depth of flavor. For the acid component, I took some super lime juice that I had in the fridge, threw in bay leaves, and just allowed that to infuse overnight. And for a nice fresh garnish, I just took some herbs that were sitting in the fridge, kind of looking a little sad, threw them in with some neutral oil and blended them up, fine strained it. Yeah, that's it. As a little snack on the side, I decided to take some of the hominy or pozole, get it nice and toasty and crispy, threw in some seasonings. Pretty great, a lot like corn nuts. So with all of our ingredients prepped, I think it's time to move on to building the drink. We got our kettle going. We got our really sick molcajete glass. Pretty cool. This build is like super simple. If you've seen any of our other brothtails, they're kind of similar. It's sort of like a hot toddy type build. We start with 1/4 of a cube of Knorr chicken bouillon. You could use better than bouillon too. It's good. The bouillon, you could kind of go crazy. Pork, beef, veggie, chicken, whatever you want. Homemade broth you could do, it would probably be fine. We're just doing chicken. To this, we're just gonna add 4 ounces of hot wah. I've also got a chili audible, this guy. We're gonna throw him in there to steep, get everything dissolved. To this, we're gonna add 1/2 ounce of our bay infused lime, 1.5 ounces of our guajillo Abasolo whiskey. I forgot about the radish, real thin. It's gotta be perfect. Okay, I like that one. I'm just gonna throw them in. Last garni, we're gonna add some cilantro oil. And then on the side, we have some homemade hominy corn nuts with a little bit of garlic, chili, and smoked salt. All right, here we go. Pozole brothtail. Let's try it out. Those taste exactly like the chili lime corn nuts. Pretty good. Pretty good. The drink is incredibly comforting. The depth is there. It could be a little spicier for me, but you can taste the chili. It has chili flavor, it's just not very spicy.
Okay. Very savory, bitter chili vibe. I was afraid about the 1.5 ounces of booze being a little too hot, like fumey. It's not. It goes really well in here. I think everything's really balanced. It's a little bit sour, but I like that. I think that the sourness is needed to balance out the whiskey and the saltiness from the broth. The cilantro oil seems very important. Yeah, I mean, pleasantly surprised. I have to say I was worried about the booze, but...
In closing, first Brothtail of the season, check. I love it. It's great. It's a Brothtail. It's Pozole. That's what I was going for. So it's warming. It's everything I want from a Brothtail. It gives me a sense of like nostalgia. It's a warm hug, but it's extra warm because there's booze. It's why I love these types of cocktails. The snacks, I would say, are also just go get some corn nuts and eat them alongside because it's basically what these are. Make this because you can. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.